everyone. My project is an online exam proctoring system for taking the exam and to avoid having to install any software onto your computer and running into problems. As you can see, my project consists of a Raspberry Pi, camera, 2 LEDs, and a push button. So initially I tested out all the components on a breadboard to check if it is working. Then I started connecting it directly onto the Raspberry Pi. I made holes into the cover of the Raspberry Pi to connect it, and the resistors are soldered and connected, and used a glue gun to stick onto the cover of the Raspberry Pi. I tested out the initial script, which is buttons LED, which tests out both the equipment for blinking. When the button is pressed, the red LED turns on first, and then the second LED turns on. The next part, we test the camera, so the script is used to take a picture when the button is pressed. So after testing the camera, when we press the button, the resolution, sharpness of the camera is going to be set, and then it starts the preview and the screen pops ready to take a picture, and so it has 2 to 3 seconds to wait for the camera to warm up. And the picture is clicked. Then I downloaded Tesseract software and a text image. For example, here is text 0123 with exclamation, just to check if Tesseract is able to read the characters and numbers and special characters. I created a script naming test, which gives me the output of the image, which was inputted into the image to string method, transfers the text image into string to the variable you specified. Next, I test the detecting the face in an image using OpenCV by importing CV2. The idea is to refer to an image that is saved already into the system under a directive we take the picture from. So the code implements to detect the face and also count the number of faces detected. So if it is more than one, it will state the specified number of faces detected and crop out the image for the face only and save it into the folder called report file. I created a script called face detected to test out a video being taken when the button is pressed. The video is saved and it will check every frame, which is treated as an image, and instead of saving the image as done previously, there will be a face count and it would be saved into a report file, which is then later going to be emailed to the examiner. So there are 4 variables: total count of frames, and 3 conditional statements for number of faces detected to calculate the percentage of single face, no face, and multiple face in the entire video. So it will determine the student's behavior and save it into the text file, like I said earlier, which is read into the final script and sent into the report and emailed to the examiner. So finally, a RPI mail script is created to use the Gmail server and create a password which will allow only secure applications to use the Gmail account to send the email to the particular email address that is set to. So there will also be an attachment to upload the folder or documents and combine all the scripts into one final script to make the system work. Final script, we import everything that we need. Moving on, we initialize the buttons and initialize and declare the buttons and LEDs, and our name and ID, and initially we'll be in the state idle. So this final script basically applies our FSM. Then we open a file called student.txt where we will store our information. We write into the file our name, ID, and whatever necessary. We set up our hardware components and we go into the loop. Initially, all the LEDs are off, and in the idle, it prints the statement, the LEDs are off, and you move on to the next state. In this state, okay. So in the next state, a student picture, when you enter it, you click the button, you enter the state, the print statements gets printed, the LED turns on, and then there is a delay, and then you move on to the camera resolution is set and everything, picture is taken, and then it prints the statement, green LED turns off, and you move to the next state, which is taking the picture of your ID. Statement, when you click the button, you enter the state, the camera turns on, everything is set, you take the pictures of your ID, and the LED turns off, and you move on to the next state. If it matches, Now the image is opened from report file. Now this file is this is changed into toString and saved into the variable text. Now the variable text is the words are split into. Image is opened from report. If the student ID and student name matches, if it prints authorized, it matches, you move on to the next state. Or else it will give error, and it will print error, it will go back to the idle. It will go back to idle, it will turn on the red LED as well. If it matches, it goes to the green LED turns on, goes into the next state, which is the short video for environment check. So when the button is pressed, it enters the state, the camera is set up, and it starts recording, and if there are any faces, it is printed out. And could you please scroll down? The video is saved, and you start the exam. Once you start the exam, the button is pressed, you enter the state, video starts, the resolution is set, and you recorded it until the end of the exam. Now this video is saved onto the server, and the green LED turns off when the exam is finished. Once it does that, it processes the exam videos, finds all the necessary information such as face, multiple faces, no face, and one face. And then it types into the report file, and then it is processed and sent to the invigilator. Thank you.